What is going on, nigga? We back at it again with some more Beyond Dragon Ball Super. Oh my god. You know I've been listening to all day, bro. And yesterday too. Just random as hell, because I forgot this song existed, bro, from Fairly Odd Parents, bro. My shiny teeth in me. Bro, I've been vibing to that shit non-stop. I don't know why, man. I just forgot about that damn song. But anyway, we back at it again. Goku Vegeta versus Toro. Brohan versus the demons. You know what I'm saying? I think, I don't know if they beat him, but I think they did, like, you know, at least some decent damage with that last attack they did. You know what I'm saying? That Gali Kamehameha. You know, so yeah. And again, Frieza still got sucked up. Don't know where he went. Probably the Shadow Realm, but you know, who knows? Who knows? Like, I really want to know who doing that shit. Like, who's sucking up all these people? All the demons. They gotta be a good guy, because I mean, it's just demons. But anyway, hit the video with a like, comment down below, and subscribe. Bro, to 3K. You're not subscribed, subscribe to Alex. Get bro, the 2 milli putting in work. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive on in, because I'm getting to that sequel. Best believe it. My ears. Not my eyes.
As our story now continues, following the initial events of Kibi being
oh my god, him again.
In the demon realm in hopes of having to go and find a safe enough sanctuary to go and hide the final configuration.
Him again.
Which, despite
I'm about to throw too.
Being shown having to come up short and trying to navigate his way through, was when Kibi then went on to quickly respond. Oh darn it! Another sealed off entry point where it leads to nothing more than just a dead end.
You going straight into that nigga, bro?
Just go and quit now because I have to go and keep trying. Kibi says, and especially while I'm still able to go and mask my energy along with the cube's radiance, so that way I'm not spotted while I'm down here searching. And so, oh, just where exactly am I supposed to go now if almost every single entry point and every cave system had already been sealed?
I ain't gonna lie, we sold us, man. Could put that shit in a time chamber and call it a day.
I've got to go and keep trying here because the fate of the entire multiverse is now resting on my shoulders here. And so
look, he could have chunked that bitch into space, and wherever that bitch will go, it goes.
There isn't going to be any access points that I can reach, Kibi says. There must be something that I can go and find here on the right side, which I'll need to go and hurry and make this fast before. But then, it was only just within these very moments now from out of nowhere, as the elite demon Zoro went on to appear by grabbing Kibi by the throat, was when Zoro went on
the other Digimon.
Kibi by responding, oh no you don't, and just where exactly do you think you're going while appearing to be in such a hurry like this, demon?
Minding my damn business.
Energy, huh? Now I wonder as to why that is, because would you go and take a look at that? Or it would only now appear as though we found what Lord Raijin had been looking for this entire time, and what do you know? Of all the places within the multiverse that this final configuration cube could have been within, it only just so happens
it's
to
in my house.
end up here with you. And why is that, Kibi? For how could you, of all creatures, possibly go and manage to get your hands on one of these relics that our ruling leader had been after and searching for this entire time?
Because I'm like that, bro.
Why? Because the
stop slacking.
Should be more than obvious by now, and that is simply due to the undeniable fact, after having to now catch you within the act itself, Zaru continues, that you are a traitor, Kibi. A traitor that will not go unpunished. Traitor is right, Zaru says. And since your luck had just ran out while standing before me and having me go and witness these acts with my very own eyes now, not
R.I.P. Kibi, because I don't know who the hell come and save you, my nigga.
But you were also attempting to try and ruin Lord Raijin's vision of absolute domination across every plane of existence, which I will now personally go and make sure that you are to go and suffer greatly for, demon. And so now
you don't have to do this.
With Kibi responding, Mr. Zaru waits, for you don't know as to what it is that you are doing here, for we mustn't go and allow for Raijin to seize this final configuration cube, because there's no telling on what he plans on going and using them for once he has all three within his possession. And because I was able to go
I do want to see though
with my very own eyes as to what his intentions are truly all about, he isn't who he claims for himself to be here, Zaru. As you've got to try to understand that because
be quiet, traitor.
goes and is able to get his hands on this final
Lauren, good
configuration
things we gotta say.
then there is no telling on what is going to happen with the rest of us while we're down here, and so you've got to just try to listen to me, Kibi pleads. For we mustn't go and allow for Raijin to go and lay claim over that final cube, and that is simply because if he does, and if Raijin is able to go and access a level of ascension that goes far beyond his current status, then, well, there is no telling on what is going to happen to the rest of us if he chooses to sideline our services, Kibi continues, which is exactly why we can't let him go and lay
talking to Jutsu. That's your only hope right now.
He will more than likely destroy us all, Zaru. And so now understand that you are nothing more than just a pawn to him. For he doesn't care about anything other than realizing his own selfish vision and wanting to rule over and annihilate everything within the process.
I mean, he's not wrong.
His very own, and so you must listen to me here before it's too late, Zaru. Is Zaru responding? You traitorous little rodent, how dare you?
In one ear, not the other.
In such disrespectful ways,
oh Lord. Meanwhile, while he choking out my nigga Whis, bro, he is choking my nigga out, bro. So nonchalant. He like, why he choke? Imagine you choking somebody and all of a sudden you're like, You know what I mean? And you still choking. Like, oh my God, the disrespect is crazy.
Stand to go and look at you, and what do you know? For you have also happened to be carrying the final
sense of disturbance in the force.
Raijin had been looking for as well. And for what purpose was that for, demon? Why? So that
he got his whole hand around that nigga throat, bro.
Was that it?
Damn.
Your lies, along with whatever fantasy you had in claiming this relic for yourself, ends here by my hands, Zaru continues. And as you will be judged and ultimately destroyed the very moment Lord Raijin goes and finds out about what you have done to go and try to keep this from him, you little worm, and so just you wait. But then, it was only just then within these very moments now elsewhere.
Meanwhile,
Raijin was then shown having to choke Whis and sensing something.
Man, choking my nigga out, man.
Himself, wait a minute now, for could that energy signature be on what I think that it is? Because if it is, and if what I am able to now sense that is coming from deep within the canyons of the demon realm are to be true, then that must ultimately mean that this angel here was never truly in possession of that final configuration cube of mine. Because
no, he was
if
not.
It was, then why am I able to now go and sense its presence within the confines of the demon
Behold
realm
us.
that stretches far into the outskirts of the rocky lands beyond the canyons? If this angel here was the last known being to go and carry its scent with him before our battle had even started
my nigga.
here. Oh, but of course, now I see Raijin then proceeds to throw Whis off into the distance.
He did, my nigga, bro.
You're doing, Angel, but no matter, as I will go and deal with you later on, once I am able to go and lay claim over the final.
Gonna get my cube first.
Ultimate and grand puzzle, and so now don't go and get too comfortable here, Whis, as I will be back in just a moment, and so don't you dare even think about going anywhere here in the meantime. To which it was only during this time when then having
I'm not going nowhere. On my feet.
was trying to plead with Zaru was when Kibi went on to then quickly utter, Zaru, you have to just please listen to what it is that I'm trying to silence. Zaru then quickly went on to then shout, for I have heard all that I could stand and possibly having to go and hear from you, you lying backstab.
That nigga Zaru might get a damn promotion, bro. We have open slots for the elites. I mean, for the masters.
Allow me to go and intervene here for just a moment by taking this time to go and get this off of your hands here. Raijin then suddenly appears before Zaru and Kibi by then quickly responding, since none of you are worthy or even deserving enough to be anywhere near such a relic, but at long last, Raijin continues, for I have waited eons for this very day, but now I can't help but wonder on why this configuration cube was within your possession to begin with, demons, and so I'm starting to now wonder on how this little cube here went from being within the angel's possession to now being within yours. But no matter, Raijin
About to
continues
kill them
on
both.
now being shown throwing both Kibi and Zaru against the wall, because one way or another, it is thanks to you that I now have all 3 of the ancient configuration cubes within my possession.
Damn.
And now that I finally do, it's time that I go and take this moment to personally assemble them so that I may finally go and get the answers to the questions that I've been longing for. But worry not, Raijin adds, for your efforts in bringing this final piece of the puzzle to me will not go unnoticed, fellow demons. For you had went and had served me well, Zaru. But no longer favored to go and stick around here after now having to finally acquire what it was that I had been searching for.
I was talking all type of shit about you, bro, gassing you up.
To use you after this, but since we are already here, then we might as well go and get as much out of this that we possibly can hope to get our hands on.
You about to take that nigga
here,
off the
isn't
census,
that
man.
right, Zaru? And now that you have given me exactly what I have been searching for, and finally having me lay claim over all 3 of the ancient configuration cubes, Raijin continues, at long last has the final hour in my relentless efforts to reach and obtain these cubes, and finally
He was just
being
saying,
able to go
how
and
dare you portray
symbolize
Lord
what
Raijin?
on the
Nigga
other
knock you
side of
off,
our
bro.
known
Took you
reality
off the
has
census,
come.
bro.
And to ensure that nothing goes
He be
wrong
your
this
own
time,
people,
Raijin
man.
continues, I will leave you to your business in finishing this demon off here once and for all, Zaru.
Oh, never mind.
To which it was only just upon with Raijin being shown having to now take his leave and returning onto his God King mountain was when Kibi went on to then address Zaru by quickly responding. There, do you see? As I tried warning you that Raijin wasn't who he wanted for all of us to believe that he was, and yet you still chose to not believe me. But even despite with all of that,
That
are you
nigga
going
don't
to
care.
go and believe me now? And as
He might still kill you, Kibi.
Here, Zaru, for his promises of great power and glory was only ever meant to be for him, and from there only allowing for his lies to be what lured everyone into absolute submission, which was exactly what he ended up getting by the end of it all. And so was I lying now, Zaru? And as I tried telling you that he wasn't one of us, but none of that matters right now because his theft of the final configuration
It's
cube
up.
only proves that he never truly intended to shape anything with us in the first place, but to only rather go and exploit and discard of us once we have went and served.
He was choking you out for no reason, bro. You was getting the cue for him, and he was choking you out. Crazy.
We need to go and hurry and try to stop him immediately, because if we don't, Kibi continues, then chances are that Raijin is going to destroy everything.
Nigga,
Don't
who
you
is
get
we?
it, Zaru? Our home, our people, even our future, Zaru. And so please now just understand in having to go and help rally the others before Raijin seals our doom here. And as we don't have a whole lot of time on our hands here, and so we'll need to have to go and hurry. Oh, enough already, for how could you be utterly certain that Lord Raijin was our enemy from the very beginning here, Kibi Zaru questions?
Nigga, he just choked you out for no good reason.
Already been twisted by what that Saiyan named Goku had already told you by now, because I know that it was you who had went and covered up for him when I exposed you to Lord Raijin the first time around. And so how could I go and trust what you are saying to be fully true here, demon? For he was eagerly hunting and going after those cubes for a very long time now, and so perhaps he had grown impatient of its delivery and simply wanted to go and
You making excuses for this nigga? Oh my god, denial.
Which I say that to simply say this
Denial.
to go and believe that Lord Raijin had been against us since the very beginning here, Kibi. And don't forget that if
Bro, he literally just choked you out again for no good reason. You was getting the cue for this nigga, and he still choked you out.
To, because the answer should be more than obvious, Kibi, with Kibi responding, "Oh, are you insane, Zaru? Wake up and understand that what just took place here wasn't a sheer coincidence here, and
you're still holding on.
What I'm telling you is the truth here, Zaru, and whether you want to go and believe it or not is entirely going to be up to you, but I'm not just going to stand around here and watch as that monster goes and grinds us into the dirt in the name of having to go and build and die for his empire, Zaru. For I wouldn't go and be telling you all of this if I didn't already know that it was true," Kibi continues. "And while you may find it hard to believe, you've got to try to understand that we mean nothing to him, Zaru.
Not
He
a
never
damn
truly cared
thing.
about any of us here, Zaru, because all Raijin ever wanted was to ensure that only he could remain in power this entire time and nothing more, so that only he could go and maintain control over everything and everyone. And while you may not believe it within this very moment, Zaru Kibi says, then I want for you to go and think about all of those who we have lost along the way in waging this senseless war on his behalf. And while you are right about what it was that you had mentioned when bringing up that Saiyan mortal Goku, it still stands to reason that he wasn't wrong with what it was that he was trying to go and tell me, because even you had seen it just now for yourself, Zaru.
This goddamn, they just choked you out, man.
While ensuring that it happens at the cost of his own people, at the cost of our lives here, Zaru, with Zaru responding, oh, so you did in fact come in direct contact by having to involve yourself with that Saiyan mortal Goku after all,
oh,
Zaru
Lord.
says, as I just knew that it was you, and so why exactly should I go and trust a traitorous little rodent like you after everything it was that you had
Nigga,
just
your niggas
said
are
to me,
dead.
Kibi, with Kibi responding, well, if it makes you feel any better, then allow for me to also go and tell you that I was the one who had helped set that mortal free before Master Dubo had went and taken the fall for me when you had brought me here before Lord Raijin to be executed for what I did. And do you want to know what else, Demon? He was right, Kibi continues, for the Saiyan was right about everything it was that he had mentioned to me, and since I was able to go and see it for myself, I'd rather go and perish on my feet than ever go and continue to serve as being just another
Stanton those toes, Kibi.
And since we don't have a whole lot of time on our hands here, if you truly wish to go and make a difference out here, Kibi continues, then you will go and warn off the remainder of our army and go and call our warriors off while they're still out there. And that is simply because why should we go and continue to serve as pawns here when everything that we have forged here was done by our hands and not by the hands of Raijin, Zaru. And so if you truly plan on joining me, or if you truly wish to go and try to stop me, Kibi continues, the choice is ultimately going to be yours.
It's up to you, man.
Make, but I'm not just going to stand around here and let that monster step all over us like we're nothing more than just bugs beneath his feet, when in fact we were the ones who had helped elevate Raijin into being where he currently is, Kibi shouts. And so if you are truly going to plan on making any kind of a move here, then you better hurry and make it fast, because
Do it now,
Raijin
nigga.
has all three of those cubes within his person. We'll need to hurry and go and act upon our instincts now before it's too late. And so please just try to come to your senses in order for you to see that what I'm telling you is the truth here, Kibi adds, because if we don't try to go and do something to stop him from using those configuration cubes, then not only will he go as far as to destroy all of them, but he will also wind up in having to destroy all of us along the way as well, which is exactly what he had wanted, and so we'll need to go and hurry. But then, it was only just within these very moments now elsewhere within the demon realm, as Toro was shown in fact having to still be alive and surviving Goku and Vegeta.
Hate that shit. I knew it.
To quickly respond. So the two of you thought that you would go and be the only ones around.
Don't need more than that, big bro.
To use foreign energy as a means of having it serve as a barrier of protection. Now, did you? Well, two can go and play that game, you worthless little insects. And if you truly think that I'm going to be just as easy to destroy as the others were, then you are in for a very rude awakening, with Vegeta then having to be shown chiming back in. Well,
we tried.
Just great, for it hardly went and had any effect on him at all.
No, for real.
Which only now goes and tells me that he must have
Bro, still standing 10 toes, man.
When I protected us from his attack by using the demon realm's essence and dark energy as a shield against his blasts. But now what do we do with Goku responding? Well, it looks like we're all out of options here, since he appears to still be able to do the same thing that you were shown in having to just do, Vegeta. And so because of this, we'll need to go and continue to hit him again and again until something winds up in having to work within our favor out here against him. But then it was only just upon with Toro now being shown having to sense something that caught his attention that was seemingly emanating from Raijin's God King Mountain, was when Toro then went on to quickly respond.
But the stuff is in the force.
Could it be? Yes, but of course. As not only can I go and sense Lord Raijin's presence as clear as ever while up there, but, well, if my assumptions are to go and be proven true with what I'm able to sense that is also there with him, then surely that must mean, right then, for I now know on what needs to be done, Toro says.
Uh-oh.
Yes, but of course, for this couldn't have come at a far greater time than having it happen right now, and so I'll need to hurry, Toro takes off by responding.
The hell you trying to do?
Hurry, we can't go and let someone like him get away with everything that he's done, Goku shouts, and so we'll need to go and hurry and follow him up there.
He doing y'all a favor, low key.
So let's go and try to finish him off while he's weakened before he goes and does
he don't look weakened. Y'all look tired. Looks like he's straight.
Just seconds before Toro was shown having to finally reach Raijin, as both Beerus and Brohan were then shown having to join in pursuit of Toro, was when Beerus then went on to by responding. And then just what exactly happened out here while me and the Fusion were away, Saiyans? As I would like to know on why the last of those Dark Masters hasn't already been destroyed by now.
Because he different.
Beerus continues. Is why exactly is it starting to get
harder? Hold on, nigga. What have you been doing? Okay, you been fighting grunts. Okay, we find the head honcho of the Dark Masters, man. Get off my ass.
While having to go and make my way up this mountain.
Nigga, I'm tired.
The gravity getting heavier and heavier as we continue to get closer and closer up there, with Goku responding. Well, I'm not really too sure on why things are starting to change the higher we continue to climb, but while we're up here, Goku adds, we have to hurry because we can't go and let that monster go and try to capitalize on any opportunity that he's afforded while up here. And so we'll need to try to go and hurry it up and fast because he could be luring us into some kind of a trap, and so stay on guard, you guys. Oh, the delightful irony, but at long last, Raijin says, with all three configuration cubes now finally within my possession.
Behold.
Now comes the moment of absolute truth in finding out once and for all on what exactly lies beyond the known multiverse, and if there just so happens to exist many more worlds and realms that go far beyond this one. For if this very concept itself turns out to be true, then I am going to ensure that each and every single one of them are to go and be ruled over by my hand and my hand alone.
Good luck with that, fam. Easier said than done.
Then went on to quickly shout, Master Raijin, I come to you with an urgent plea, for your presence is desperately needed, for the mortals have gained significant grounds over our legions below, and yet your first instinctive action, Raijin quickly interrupts, was to go and bring those troublesome little insects onto my front doorstep here. Why, Toro?
Oh, Lord.
Responding, well, forgive me, my lord, but now that I can go and see that with all three of the configuration cubes collected, since we have already lost too many of our own while having to wage this battle against these mortals down there, I hereby come to you in honor of your lordship here, sire, Toro says, as we are in desperate need of your aid in helping us destroy these creatures, because if they continue to rise in both ranks and numbers, Toro says, for I hereby come to you in honor of your lordship here, sire, for we are in dire need of your aid here in helping us destroy
that nigga don't give a damn.
Because if they continue to rise in both ranks and numbers, then they will only further go and hinder us in having to go and take the lead in this battle here against them, and so I humbly ask that you help me, Lord Raijin. But then
you asking for help, nigga?
Now having to all be shown having to land on top of God King Mountain.
He's cooked. You asking for help?
Whoa, this place feels like an entirely different dimension altogether here, because wow, man, this gravity feels intense, but it looks like we've got much bigger problems to worry about here, because look, oh, the cubes. But how did he go and manage to get the last one if you had already promised us that that little demon boy wasn't going to go and betray us, Kakarot? Because now this is all your fault for going and making matters worse for all of us than they already were before we had even landed here, Kakarot, with Toro responding,
hey, my fault, man.
Right on time you are, for now you rodents have went and done it. But now that you are all here, it is time for us to go and set the record straight in delivering onto the promises that were already made, Toro continues, long before you worms were ever even dragged into facing us here within the demon realm. For Lord Raijin and I will hereby go and show you no mercy while we force you all to go and beg for your miserable lives within the process.
That nigga looking at the nigga like, nigga, you talking about we?
Oh, are we now?
Yeah, who is we?
Very interesting thing that you would go and say here, Toro, and especially while claiming to go and speak on my behalf for me without my approval and having to go and do so. But even now, while I can see
Toro.
why you went and had brought them here, now I know on exactly what it is that I will need to go and do from this moment onwards, with Toro responding, "Yes, my master, for now we can go and extinguish the flames of the rebellion
Oh my
and destroy
God.
it altogether,
Not
for
his
no
heart.
longer will your authority be put into
Are you
question,
serious?
and because of this, I am
It
hereby
really be
ready
your
to
own
go and
people?
annihilate these vermin alongside with you whenever you are
He
ready
was your
to go and
faithful
give me
subject.
orders, my lord," with Raijin responding, "Well, actually, Toro, since
Lord
I
have mercy,
already
bro.
have you here, and since I also have everything that it was in which I had been searching for, you had actually went and given me a far better idea than the one that you had just presented, and just in case if you were already wondering as to what that was, well, you no longer have to go and wonder, because maybe this ought to be what goes and speaks for itself, demon."
It's crazy work, bro.
With Raijin being shown having to completely impale Toro from behind and having to now hold on to his heart, while Toro was shown then having to turn around.
Master,
Toro then went on to respond,
why?
"Master Raijin, well,
The fuck, bro?
why would you deliberately go and turn your back on me like this? Did you really believe that your role as being the esteemed leader of the Dark Masters was going to be something that I was going to allow and having it last indefinitely?" Raijin questions.
Crazy.
Because simply put, it wasn't, for your services were merely convenient, along with simply having it serve as being a means to an end and nothing more, demon.
Damn.
And as from the very moments that you had arrogantly went and claimed leadership within my absence was the very moment where you had unknowingly sealed your fate against me, Toro. And as your pitiful pride had always disgusted me and
That's wild as hell, bro. That's wild as hell. If it wasn't for this nigga, bro, you wouldn't even be here right now. Nigga used to be locked up, chained up somewhere in the ball. Damn. Now hold up. Now see Toro. See, now you gotta crash out, bro. See, unfortunately you can't anymore, but that's the fucked up though, man.
Truthfully, Raijin continues, and I have waited eagerly for this exact moment.
Like, nigga, you won't even be here.
Through your treacherous little black heart of yours.
What you talking about, treacherous? This is crazy work, man.
Last thing before you are destroyed.
Trying to gaslight my nigga, bro.
Simply to say that in the end, you were nothing more than a disposable pawn of mine who was useful to me in every single way that I needed for him to be until the very end. And
That's crazy.
you are now no longer of any real use to me anymore, all this simply just means is that you were always expendable. With Goku responding, "Man, I knew that Raijin was utterly terrible to begin with, but
now
this
he a
is
hoe.
just on a whole different level of crazy, because talk about wickedness. For he had just went and turned against his very own kind now, and he did it without even having to bat an eye about it either. But
Didn't
what do
even
you
hesitate.
guys think?" Goku questions. "Because from the looks of it, I have a really bad feeling about this right now."
Now put your hands up, bro.
Alarming is that I can't seem to go and spot Whis anywhere around here, which only now makes me wonder if something happened to him while we were down there and battling against his army the entire time. With Beerus then chiming in, "Well, that should already be obvious enough by now if you haven't already went and noticed, Goku. But more importantly than having to go and watch that monster slay his very own is how exactly did he go and manage to lay claim over that final configuration cube? If that demon boy had went and promised us to go and keep it as far away from that Raijin as he possibly could," Beerus questions, "because that right there doesn't look to be far away from me if he already has all three of them. And so what are we going to go and do if he's willing to go and destroy his own kind in hopes of having to go and keep it? Oh, damn it. And so now what do we do?" With Raijin,
put your hands up, bro.
Respond, "And since your services will no longer be needed, then allow for me to go and take this moment here."
He about to eat that nigga heart, man.
Off in the most memorable way possible. In going
Crazy
and having
work.
Your sacrifice be what ultimately results in the destruction of our opposition here. And as I had went and had warned you once before that this was going to happen upon my initial return when I was set free, Raijin continues. And now that you are no longer needed and having to go and make yourself useful towards my very cause here, then perhaps this broken vessel that you call a body of yours can be of use to me one last time, as I want for you to go and leave an everlasting impact on those little worms by going as far as to remind them on exactly why they will never win this war against me, no matter how many
damn
of them
blast,
there are
man.
who go and gather together and trying to go and do so, Raijin says.
Crazy work, Whis.
Just then within these
MVP.
moments now, as Raijin went as far as to unleash a gigantic enemy
Damn,
blast
Toro.
that was then shown having to make its way hurtling towards our heroes, was when Whis went on to appear in front of everyone by quickly shouting,
Damn,
"Quickly
Toro.
now, everyone,
Nigga
brace
got hold.
yourselves from within my barrier and fast, because we only have a few seconds left, and so just hold on and prepare for impact," Whis shouts. As I don't have the time, nor do I just so happen to have the patience in going and wasting these
Yep,
precious
he ain't okay. He
moments
seen
and
eat his
delaying
heart,
my
man.
destiny any longer, Raijin went on to then quickly chime back in. And so whether you are destroyed or whether you are somehow lucky enough to go and find a way to survive, none of it matters to me, especially not while I have these to look forward towards, as I do not concern myself with those who are peons that rank beneath me, Raijin continues, because they too will soon be dealt with once I go and get the answers in which I have been seeking, for I have waited eons in having to go and see this very moment through by holding these relics within my possession, Raijin continues, and with my most troublesome enemies locked away, and as these little insects continue to stagger, let us now go and learn the truth behind why these were kept as far away from me as they were, Raijin continues.
Yeah, let's.
Going and discovering the truth on if there is something far greater
I wanna
that
see.
waits for me on the other side, as it was only right then and there now during
Next
that
episode.
moment, Beyond Dragon Ball Super Story of the Dark Masters, the official
Damn,
Merno
Toro.
sequel, Manga
Damn.
chapter number 49 special,
It like it really be your own people, man.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here as I...
It really be your own people, man. Sweet baby Jesus. Look, choking my nigga out. That's crazy work, though. That's crazy. Choking my man's out like that, so nonchalantly. Like, huh? That what I think it is? Oh shit! Then proceeds to yeet my nigga. Hold up. Kira. Oh, baby girl. I gotta see this shit in color. Hold on. They look. I ain't gonna lie. They look hard right there, though. I ain't gonna lie. They look tough. But yeah, cooked, fam. Got cooked. Now Zaru might come around. He would want to. He would goddamn want to. But that nigga, that ball. Look at this. Hold this, man. Be your own people right through the back too, bro. Damn, like, bro, if it weren't for this man used to be locked up, they won't let me out. They won't let me out. I'm locked up. Nah, but you wanna blast him? It's crazy work. Crazy work. Oh my god, bro. Raijin is a hoe. Like, he really is a hoe. A hoe. Golly. Oh my god. But anyway, we getting close, man. We getting closer and closer. Oh my god. I think the finale is like what, 50 minutes? Yeah, 52 minutes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes left. Okay. Okay, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're making progress. Yeah. So y'all, thank y'all for watching. You feel me? And I will see y'all in the next one. This nigga Raijin's a hoe. Peace.